Good morning, guys. We are back. This is gonna be part two. This is day one of week 2. So today's Monday. Today's kind of a nice day out. But today what we're doing is running pipe. So right here, this is where we ended last week with the ball valve. So what we did is we got a T, which is going to be a 1-inch valve, which is going to run this stuff up here and then down that way. I had a hell of a time trying to pull this, so Eddie's going through and digging the pipe down a little bit because this machine has no balls. So Eddie's fixing that. Then we got an 1.5-inch valve here that we're going to reduce to 1 inch because everything on this zone is empty rotors, so we'll be okay. But basically that 1.5-inch valve is going to run there's a head in there, but it's going to run over here. We got the basically the main section pulled, so we're going to run this section here, that up there, and then up in there will be a couple heads, one there, and then around the side of this, and then the front. So that will be off that 1.5-inch valve, and then that 1-inch valve, this is the continuation, is down the road here, and it ends there. So yeah, we got that pulled. We got this main section pulled. Tom and I are going to start working on this first area, which shouldn't be too bad, but basically going to run down to the light pole and then like across the patio, or down the patio, and then down this way. We're going to just basically get these two zones totally pulled in, and then we can go back through and start making all the connections, heads and whatever. So let's get the section pulled. Alrighty guys, update. So Tom and I got this whole area pulled. Eddie and Trav are going through and digging out, popping in heads, making connections, and Tom and I are pulling the next section. So we're up here at the top at the end of the main. We got an 1.5-inch valve. We're going to pull this 1.5-inch line all the way around to that back corner. From that back corner we'll drop to 1 inch for the rest of this line, and then at some point in here we'll make a T. There's that flag back there. There's gonna be a 3.0 nozzle that we'll have. So yeah, we're gonna start with this 1.5 inch. It's gonna take all the power that this thing has, so see how it goes. So there we go, guys. this 1 inch, pulled all the way over there. We got, or inch and a half, sorry, inch and a half, pulled all the way down there, poking out of the ground. Then we got inch and a half here that will tee up, go to that head. There's a couple small heads over here that will run 1 inch to, and Tom and I are getting started over here. Basically what we'll have to do is run down this way, tee in, and then we'll have to basically put an elbow and run from the other side, from that way, or that corner this way, to that last head, in order to get this all connected. Because otherwise we're teeing right at the valve to do all that. I mean, it's just not worth it. So we'll get that pulled, then we'll get this pulled, and then we'll move to the other side of the wall and go from there. There you go, guys. So it's another zone done, all pulled. So from that inch and a half where it ends, we got 1 inch that runs all the way down, and then the other side of the patio runs around to here. And then I couldn't quite make this corner like I wanted, so we'll just put an elbow in for this one head. We might need to put a head in somewhere in this part of the wall. The plans don't have like all the elevation changes and everything, so like all these walls we put in the spring. So this one over there, the one right there, and so they're not really on a lot of the plans. So we've kind of had to change stuff. So I think we're gonna need to put another head in here, because we have one here, and then there's the one in that corner, and apart from that there's nothing basically in this whole top of the wall. So we'll probably add one there, or move this one, because that one we could probably move down a little bit and get coverage in here, and then put one, I don't know, like at the second post, and get covered the rest of the way, because going downhill will be fine. It'll spray downhill. But yeah, so those guys are almost done, kind of, not really, because of how we did that. They're done one whole zone. They've been working on the second one now, and then me and Tom just obviously finished this. So we'll have, ooh, right along, Alex. We'll have these two zones totally done, and then all that's going to be left is behind this pavilion. You can kind of see it there. There's a pavilion there that we got to work around, and then on the other side there's another one. So yeah, that's all that we really got left. So another couple days, then we got to aerate and overseed. The aerator we fixed this morning, that had a chain that was binding that kept it from running properly, so that's fixed. And then there's some loam work to do. So I mean, we should be done this week, hopefully. This stuff's going pretty fast, so we should be able to be done this week. Thursday we can't be here, but today is Monday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday we can, and then Friday. So Should be able to finish this week, which would be nice. But we're about to break for lunch. Got a good bit done. It's only 11:45, so we'll keep trucking from here. So yeah, let's go. Okay, guys. Man, so we just ate lunch. We got one zone running, so the 1-inch zone that goes up there goes back and follows the road over there. I think the valve is bad because when it's supposed to be off, it doesn't fully shut off. So I'm gonna change the valve, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. But we got all the heads figured out. They're all adjusted. Everything's got coverage. So basically I just got to break the clamps off, get that valve off, put a new one on. Hopefully that should be fine. But we still got this one to tie in, which I'm going to do afterwards. That one should be pretty easy. That one I can't turn on yet because it's not all the way connected. But yeah, so I'm gonna get that valve changed out. Travis is going to be continuing to drop heads in and make connections. You can see over there, we got Tom and Eddie going through that whole next zone, digging stuff out. So should be able to turn this other zone on pretty soon, and then that one across the road will be good to go by the end of the day. And I hope I can get my trench down, because what's going to happen is I'm going to trench down the road from up there, trench down, and then in this area on the other side I'm going to put a box. That's where the valve will go. So we'll run our 2-inch down, jump into the valve there, and then we're going to pull a 1.5-inch line all the way around and around the back side of that to the roadway over there to do that whole zone. But it's less trenching and everything than if I dug a 2-inch line all the way. So I kind of want to get that done today. We'll see. If not, that'll obviously be first thing in the morning. But those three guys could probably keep putting heads in and everything, and I can do that. But get this valve changed, get the rest of these heads in, and go from there. Well, the valve is all done and wired in.
Feels like great.
So this wire runs from all over there from those three valves, and then comes down from those two. So the two wires that come from here I have all tied together for the one that runs that way. I have all the commons tied together, which we always use white. So the 2 valves plus all 3 sets of wire I have all together. I tied in what would be those 2. I just picked yellow and orange, whichever one works. And then those 2 were blue and green. So I got all the blues together, all the greens together, yellows together, oranges together, whites together. And then these 2 valves, I used red for that one, purple for that one, and then we still have gray, black, and brown. So the other valve that's going to go over there, we'll probably just use brown. And then there would still be 2 more colors. So if somehow further down the line they added more, they still got a couple. So yeah, I'm going to tie that wire together, and then we'll tie that wire together, and then all the wiring is done for everything we've done so far. And then all that's left is going to be the clock and the 1 valve for the other side. So I'm gonna go do that, and then we'll see where we're at. It's 2:30 now, so I'll probably start popping in a bunch of heads and do connections over there. It's all dug up. Eddie and Tom dug that stuff up after lunch while me and Trow were finishing this other stuff. So yeah, let's go get those 2 wires in and go from there. We got water. Here we go. Going through adjusting everything now. We changed some of these around. A couple of them were misters. We changed them. 26 acres, the best. They were misters. We changed some of them to spray bodies just for the coverage. I mean, I think it was just that one and the one up there. I mean, the ones along the driveway get pretty far. They get to like here. But better shape than sorry. So they're turned down to kind of mist, but they get coverage. So everything in here. That's fine. So pretty good. Alrighty guys, we're just packed up. End of day number 5. Day number 1 of week 2. We got a good bit done. So again, this whole area is all done. It's all mostly raked in, blah blah blah. I got the valves over here all tied together. So you guys saw me do that. That's all wired in. The 2 valves, the one there and one up top, I have wired in. The trench I didn't get to today, but that I'll tie that wire in tomorrow when I dig that. I checked all these. All that stuff is all set and good. We just found a leak though. So our 2-inch main that's over in the parking lot, it's like somewhere basically at the top of that patio, there's a leak, which isn't great. So we'll have to figure that out. We just shut the water off in the building. I don't know if we're doing that now or tomorrow, but it is 4 o'clock. So actually also we got the top of this wall, all the heads are in, but the side, then like the back and stuff, they're not fully in. They're all dug out and everything. They are just not plopped in. But yeah, I mean, good day of progress. Tomorrow, as soon as we get here, Tom and I are gonna run 1.5 inch line all the way around and behind that pavilion to the other side for our last zone. And then after that, I'm gonna get this trench down to tie in. Then I'll run the wire back, connect along those couple valves, for the clock, and then we can start pulling the rest of the pipe. So we should get all the pipe pulled tomorrow. That shouldn't be much of an issue. Then we can return the pipe puller. The mini skid is ours, but the pipe puller is rented. So we can hopefully return that tomorrow and be done. But yeah, end of day 5, and we'll be back tomorrow. So see you then. Alrighty guys, we're starting today off with a bang. Getting this pipe fixed. So it's either they didn't get quite enough glue on the coupler, or it just didn't seat right or failed right there. This left side isn't fully seated in there or whatever. So getting that thing fixed. Probably leave it exposed for the day just to be sure, but yeah. Alrighty guys, so we're letting that pipe connection dry. Hopefully it stops leaking. In the meantime, Tom and I are going to pull this 1.5 all the way around and down over there. So we let the machine warm up for a few minutes, but it's time to pull. So I'm gonna set you guys up over here, catch the second half of this pull, and we'll get to it. Well, my 1 inch is in. So obviously you guys saw it comes down here. I kind of overturned here, but not a big deal. All the way down, hit some roots in there. Nothing too crazy, but it ends right at that black sign. So we're gonna put an 1.5 to 1 inch coupler and continue it straight. On this side of the pavilion there's like 3 or 4 heads, and then we'll connect all these and we'll pull this line. We'll probably have to pull this in 2 parts, basically from this corner back and then from this corner down, because I don't think I can fit through here and make this corner. I think it'll just be a little tight, but basically my thought is pull from here all the way that way, and then come back and pull from here just down the fence to that flag, and then put a T in here, pull across the front here, and T into the 1.5 inch line up there. And then we'll put the 1.5 to 1 inch coupler here and pull a 1 inch line basically between these flags in here. And then that section of grass is going to come off of a couple valves that are already in the ball field, because those are 1.5 inch lines and they have 2 inch mains, and instead of trying to get a wire all the way over there to come back to this clock, we're just going to tie into a couple zones over there, get all that done at once, and then that way we don't have to worry about trenching all this. So yeah, this whole thing is in. Obviously still got a couple little things to pull down there or whatever, but gonna go get that main line fixed so that I can bring the excavator in here and dig the trench, because I don't want to bring the excavator in here to dig this to go back out before backfilling, blah blah blah. So go fix that main, then bring the excavator in, and then go from there. Well, we got that main line fixed, hopefully. We're letting it dry. So we're gonna pull this pipe here, and whatever time that takes, that thing should be all set. So
we're gonna pull this first, which you can tell is pretty tight. So
I fit, but barely. So Tom's got the pipe at the other end. I'm gonna drive in, and we'll get this thing pulled, but it's definitely gonna be a close one. So coming backwards through here is gonna be kind of a pain, but we'll make it work. So let's get it. Well, that was pretty easy.
I kept my track right on the edge of the concrete,
because as I drove in, that's kind of how I kept it, and I knew that I was good on the fence. So
as I was backing up, that's why you guys saw me watching. I just kept the edge of the track right there,
so that I knew I would be away from the fence. So that all worked out. Well, there we go. We're all pulled.
So these in here are all going to be a special type of mister, because they are obviously only shooting so far. And then what we did was we're going to tee here and tie into the 1.5-inch line there, and then basically that corner where that green flag is and then where that purple flag is,
we're gonna put regular 1.5 gallon spray bodies.
Then the other side, in this corner there's a flag, and then that back corner where the pipe comes out there's a flag.
Those are also going to be spray bodies, because these areas don't need, like, they had like
5 heads in this zone and then 4 or 5 heads in that zone,
which they just don't need that. So
because we have an 1.5-inch line and everything, it's going to be fine to do that. But we kind of obviously
changed it around from before. But this is all pulled. Trav and Eddie are still going around popping heads in and everything.
Me and Tom are going to go down to that section and start pulling. But beforehand, in this ball field area, there is a box we got to dig into, find the line, figure out if it's 1.5 inches or 1.25 inches, because it might be 1.25 inches. But basically we're going to pull from 1, maybe 2 of those boxes, because basically in that grass section there's a road that goes down to the pond that's over here, and so there's basically going to be 2 heads in each section of grass,
and depending on what size line it is, we might put 2 on one, 2 on another, or just all 4 on one. We'll see, but we're going to go start checking that out. All right, guys, good news. We found the main line. Well, kind of.
We're gonna put this valve in line and then pull, put a head, I think this corner, and by the light pole, and somewhere we're gonna tee, probably somewhere over here, so it's easy digging. Tee, basically put a head here and a head back there.
So we're gonna get this done. Tom and I should be pretty fast, should be straightforward, and then we'll go help the other guys. Alrighty guys, we're switching it up a touch.
So this side is staying the same. So we'll have one in this corner, one in the back corner,
which will be MP rotors.
And then this side, we're gonna have one in this corner, and that back corner,
which will also be MP rotors, because that way we can keep with the 1 inch that comes off this 1.5 inch line,
which we got the T in.
So Tom is currently going to get another roll of pipe, because what we have left on this one is only 50 feet, and from there all the way out to there is definitely more than 50. So he's going to get another roll. I got the ditch witch set up, ready for kind of where I want to go, but yeah, so it's gonna be a slight change, but it'll be pretty easy.
So we're gonna tie, when we pull this one down, we're just gonna tee this in, and so then we'll pull around and curve up that way, and then just behind the well, the little pump, we're just going to tee across for this corner,
because that's the only corner that's a little weird. Everything else kind of fits perfect. So yeah, let's get to it. Alrighty guys, I am
digging this trench.
We don't currently have any 2-inch tees, so I'm gonna get it all dug out, get all as much of the pipe glued as we can, because I don't have all the couplers, but that way I can get a rough idea of what we need and everything. But
we'll have to just shovel around that. But got this almost halfway.
Gonna keep digging to the other end, and we're just gonna put an elbow at the end, because it's basically right at the valve, so it's like 5 feet. So finish going down the road, and then we'll glue all the piping around. So let's go. Alright guys, there you go. Trench is dug all the way, basically to where I need it. So I'm gonna go with the rest of the pipe of the trailer, start gluing it, figuring out how many more couplers I might need or whatever, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, so I got as much of my pipe glued together as I could. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. So I only had 5 couplers, so I used all those. So our shopping list is pretty easy. Basically, I need a 2-inch T for that. So 2-inch and then 2-inch. I'll tie to this. And then down at the bottom where this valve is going, we're going to be putting in a section or a little thing to blow out the main 2-inch line. Excuse me, so that as you're going about doing the blowout in the fall, you don't push water from one zone to another zone through the line and stuff. So let me just grab it. So it's this thing here. So this hooks right up to the blowout, to the connector, and then basically this gets the T on it. So this would go down, get a T on the bottom. So I need 1.5 inch T for that to a 1-inch thread, because our 2-inch comes down. Then I'm gonna have an elbow with a reducer to 1.5 inches. So that short piece of pipe, this 1.5 inches will come in. Then we'll put this thing on a T, and then come out a little more and put the valve that then runs out. So I need some couplers for the 2-inch. I need the T for the 2-inch, and I need this 1.5 to 1-inch threaded T as well. Other than that, I think we're good. We had just enough pipe, basically. I'm gonna have like a 5-foot stick maybe cut off of this last one, and then we have like a 2-inch piece that was an extra that we had to cut off. But yeah, I mean, we're doing pretty good. So should be almost done tomorrow. We're probably gonna have to come back Friday, because Thursday they have an event and we can't be here. So there's a couple little things that they want kind of added on that we probably won't be able to get to tomorrow, and so we'll have to come back for Friday for those, but that won't be too bad. So yeah, well, that's pretty easy. So you guys just obviously saw me shovel this out. I had taken the excavator before to make it a little easier, and that's why I love having a tilt rotator, because I was able to work my way around this under the pipes as best I could and everything, and didn't really put pressure on anything. Would have taken a lot longer with a regular bucket and machine, if you could do it at all, and it would have obviously taken even longer with a shovel. So I was able to get it at least loosened up where I needed to, but basically got it excavated and then just kind of did the final touches with the shovel. Made it a lot easier. So tomorrow we can hook our valve up, get our blowout thing in, get the 1.5 inches to the 90 and up, and that'll be all that done. So going pretty good. Okay guys, so we're almost done with day 2, week 2. After I dug out where that valve's gonna be, I was over there where that cone is. There's a slight leak at the valve, so I got that all dug up. and then tomorrow we'll cut it, twist the valve, well, the connector going into the valve, as much as we can, and then just put a coupler in. While I've been doing my stuff, the other guys got the rest of this zone in. So this whole pavilion is done, and then they went through and got this whole pavilion done. Excuse me. And they're working on this last section down by the baseball field, almost done. So you can see them down there. I think they're just tidying up now. There's a hole down there that I'll fill in with the excavator, but looks like we're almost done piping. So it's a nice end of the day. Good morning, guys. We are back here, day 3 of week number 2. We're gonna be very close to being done today. We have loam, we have the hydro seeder. Eddie is going around aerating. All the heads are in as of yesterday. So basically it's just kind of backfill, clean up, loam, aerate, overseed. So yeah, we're gonna be close today. So I'm starting off getting this pipe done. I have couplers, I got a T, blah blah blah, all that stuff. So I'm gonna get the water turned off of the ball valve, and then get this cut in, get this pipe in, get the valve in, and then I can start backfilling. So let's go. Alrighty, guys, pipe is in. We're all set. Coming all the way down, we got the T in up there. Just got to get the valve and the blowout thing in and figured out. But yeah, make quick work of this, so let's keep going. Good news, guys, we are all set up here. So what we got going on, whoa, almost fell. Still got to run the wire down here, but we got the valve. This is to blow out, like I said for yesterday, I misunderstood. I thought you hooked the blowout like nozzle, can't think of the word right now, into that, but actually what you do is you put like a connector in there, and you can put a hose on it if you want, but that opens the seal, and then when you blow out from the backflow, it blows the whole main line through out this, so that you can't forget a valve. So the backflow's in the building. You'd start there, hook the compressor up, and then it would blow all the way out and down and through and out here, which the maintenance guy can hook a hose up to and run it out to the woods, because obviously there's gonna be a lot of water in there, and then that way your whole main line is empty, and then you can go through and blow your valves out. So yeah, basically just a little added protection, because if you don't blow the valves out on the right way, in the right order, like if you were to blow out this one and then blow out the one up top, well, blowing that one out is going to push water down here, because obviously water's going to go downhill. So we would blow, you might blow stuff out incorrectly and still leave water in, and then blah blah blah. So that is just a little added protection. But we're going to run the wire now, get it ran. We originally were going to run over, but it just doesn't make sense. We're going to run back up the trench, connect to the valve that's up top, and then that connects all the way back to the clock anyways. So gonna do that, and then I get this whole thing backfilled, and then I have to dig up top, the valve that's up top there, just to connect that 1.5-inch line to the valve. And then we need to loam some stuff after that. But let's get this wire run first and not get too far ahead of ourselves. So let's go. Well guys, today has gone fairly well. So obviously this morning you guys saw that valve got fixed, or put in I should say. That pipe we got put in, backfilled, got the valve up there that Travis is at right now, connected. Everything's wired in except right there. That had a super slow leak, so we had cut it out, tightened it some more, blah blah blah. So that one's just gonna get wired. Then everything is connected. I've gone through and I backfilled this where all the wires connected, got the boxes in. Basically we got to hardly rake the road and then do whatever loam and then hydro seed. It's 12:45 now, so the plan is kind of to stay late today because we can't be here tomorrow, and hopefully we can finish everything. So rather be here till 5-6 o'clock tonight to be done than have to come back Friday, other than to maybe get a machine or another trailer. So because we'll have to make 2 trips between, we'll bring one machine back today, which will probably be the skid steer. Then we'll have to come back for the excavator, and then we have the 2 enclosed trailers. One was all the parts and everything, and then the other is the construction trailer that we have all of our tools and everything in. So we'll have to make 2 trips for that. One will be brought back today, which will probably be the cleanup trailer, and then maybe tomorrow morning we'll come get the other machine and the other trailer, because we can't be here until, we can be here until 11. So after 11, that's when their event starts or whatever. So realistically like 10:30 we could be here until, but hopefully we can get everything done and just be back for machines. So I think we're gonna have lunch real fast and then keep going. So see what we get into afterwards. Alrighty, all done. Filled in, Harley raked, good to go. So Travis has a hydro seeder all done. He's gonna start that. Tom's getting more seed to overseed. Yeah, so still more to do, so let's keep going. Alrighty guys, so we're just about heading out here into day 3 of week 2. We didn't quite finish. We have to come back for an irrigation valve, the one that was bad. The supply store was closed, so we have to come back and fix that. In the ball field, you can probably just barely see the wheelbarrow. The slope that comes off the road isn't irrigated for some odd reason, but we found the boxes. We know what zone we're going to come off of and everything, but we got to pull that, and apart from that, it's just some touch-up work along the edges of the road, and just kind of finishing those couple things. So the event for tomorrow was canceled. We got some pretty crazy rain coming, so we probably still won't be here, because if it's that bad, then it's not great for us to work in. But basically everything's been hydro seeded, so everything that we need to touch up, basically, except for around that valve that's broken. That's the last corner, more or less, and then anything we kind of disturb in the ball field. So we'll be back up here Friday to finish. Should only be a half a day, because there's not a ton to do. So we'll have the 2 machines to move out of here, and then we will have the construction trailer with all the tools to move out of here. Other than that, we'll be good, and we can put the pipe puller in that on Friday. So yeah, crazy day, crazy second half of the day. Really, the first half was fine, but second half there was just so much going on, and then the valve took up a lot of our time trying to fix it. Then, you know, it's 15-20 minutes to the supply house. They were closed because, of course, obviously driving back. So yeah, we'll be back on Friday. So hopefully Friday goes smoothly. It's straightforward what we have left, because again, don't say easy here. It is straightforward. So I'm going home for the day. See you guys back here Friday. Hey guys, what's up? We're back. Final day. We've been here for like an hour and a half-ish. And just getting some stuff done. Eddie is on one side, getting in the last 4 heads that we have. I can show you guys that later. Trav and Tom were fixing that valve and getting that backfilled so Trav could finish hydro seeding, and I was starting to put the clock in. I have it mounted, I have it somewhat wired in, but then I thought about you guys. Like, why not show you guys how we do it? So I'm gonna get you guys on the head and show you guys what's going on. So let's go. All right, guys, so I got everything wired in. It's obviously plugged in right now. I need to figure out how I'm wiring the rain sensor in, and then where this will go. My assumption is this is going to go up on the gutter, kind of. That seems to be the most sense. And then this will probably go like somewhere right here and then just get wired in. So yeah, I'm gonna go talk to Travis first about that, kind of get a confirmation, and then go from there, so that I can finish wiring this in and then get the clock programmed. So okay guys, so got the rain sensor mounted. Just gonna go through and get it wired in. So I haven't wired in a lot of these sensors, so I have the directions right here, so I make sure that I do it all correctly. There's one. Okay, there's two. It's gonna get pushed up, stuck behind that stuff. Then the blue. There we go. There, and then this white one along with the common. This orange will stuff in here. Don't believe it's needed at all. Nope. Alright, so this says sensor is wet. Press a manual test spindle on the transmitter.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Must be this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. All right, so this will get put, gotta be anywhere. Maybe up on one of these. Yeah, not quite sure. But that's all good. So now what I gotta go do is check the other clock for the pre-existing zones. See when that runs. I'm gonna set that to probably odds and then put this one as evens. So that everything works out. Okay. We're on. Put this. Put that. Okay. So let's go inside and see what that other irrigation clock is running. Okay guys, so the other clock, we have it set to run on odd days. So this one I'm going to set up to run on evens. I'm just going through now, getting the date and time and everything. So got the year, month, day, time. So start times. The other one starts at 1 a.m. so we're going to do the same thing here. Start at 1. Okay. What do I got here? 8. Oops. Yeah, so that's total run time. Okay. Rain sensor, don't bypass. Alright guys, today has been something else. We're done, but it is 5:30. It's been crazy. So we had a bad valve, we had a clog in a line, just a bunch of crap go on that kept us here way longer than we should have been, but we're done. So last I think I talked to you guys, it was me doing the clock. So clock is done, all wired in. Then I got the rain sensor done and wired in. Changed the valve after screwing around with it for a while.
Screwed around with a different valve. Had a clog in that, got that fixed. Just crazy. Crazy. I do like a walk around with you guys, but you could probably hear these people here. Because it is a camp. So, we're finally done. This is definitely more irritation than irrigation, I'll tell you that. We thought we were going to be out of here today at like 1, maybe. Like that was going to be late. Nope. 5:30. Finally leaving. All done. Everything is in working order. Everything gets coverage. Everything is programmed and set up. So, with that conclusion, thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more upbeat videos, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.